Hey guys, Tyler here with Seller Accountant, and today I want to talk about banking. Confession here, I'm a recovering banker. I worked for one of the large national banks for about 5 years before building my first company and sold that company, started this one. And so as accountant, CFO boy who happened to have worked at a bank for a while, I often get the question, hey, as an e-commerce brand, as a seller, which bank should I select? And I'm going to walk you through 5 things that I think you should consider, and I'll share one bank that I actually kind of like right now that maybe you should check out. Before I dive into the 5 things though, you should watch this video and take action if you are still commingled, meaning your personal finances and your business finances are running through the same accounts. That is an unacceptable way to run your business once you get beyond about $1,000 a month in revenue. So if you have a business, this isn't just a tiny side hustle. It's time to treat it like a business. And one of the first things you have to do is open a bank account. Now, which one do I choose? Do I lean towards the large national brands, the Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, and that kind of thing? Or do I support my local credit union or local bank that's in my community? There's an argument to be made for both. Let me make it here using the 5 things. First thing is technology. Does the bank I'm selecting make it easy for me as the owner of this business? Does it make it easy for me to access my balances and access my money? This normally takes the form of really good online banking, and it takes the form of a really good app on my phone that I can get to. If it has a crappy app or bad online banking, I'm probably going to try to find another bank. That's the first one. Second thing is accounting integration. So we're still kind of talking about technology here, but not every bank integrates cleanly with QuickBooks Online, or if you're using Xero, with Xero. And so if I'm going to try to keep up with my books, but my bank constantly breaks where it's not sending transactions to my accounting system, it is a real pain to keep up with my numbers. And so I would just do some Google searches. Hey, does this local bank of mine regularly have the integrations break with QuickBooks Online? If you see a bunch of message feeds that say yes, I would probably pick another bank. That's the second thing, is accounting integrations. The third thing I would ask myself, or I would chew on, is can I give access to other people? What I mean by this is I own an accounting firm, right? We help a whole bunch of people do their bookkeeping. I don't want my teammates to have access to your account in the sense that I don't want them to be able to send wires, but it's crucial that my team have access to your account so that we can reconcile transactions, pull statements, go and get the details of what you typed in the notes for your wire when you send it off for that PO and for your agent supplier. And so is the bank that I'm selecting for my e-commerce business one that has good online banking, but not just for me to delegate some limited authority to other teammates? Maybe I have somebody who's paying my bills for me. It's a kind of an AP clerk within the business. Or maybe I'm going to delegate to a bookkeeper or a bookkeeping firm like Seller Accountant. Having the technology be robust enough, have enough security that I can give access to statements and transactions without giving someone my checkbook where they can stroke checks. That's the third thing I would look at, is access for outsourced teams or for teammates. The fourth thing is lending relationship. And this kind of goes back to, should I pick the small bank or the big bank? A lot of times the technology is going to be better in your bigger, more robust national brands, but it has never been more important in any business, e-commerce just being one of them, to have a relationship with a banker. And in fact, the most successful capital raising sellers that I've worked with here as the CFO here, for a lot of brands, is the ones that have 3 or 4 bankers, where I can call them. They know who I am. So that when I submit that application for an SBA loan or for a personal line of credit, if I have to fund my first couple of POs that way, or for a business loan, I want an advocate on the inside of that bank who knows me well enough to at least go to bat for me and say, hey, if you're on the fence, let's underwrite this one. Let's get this guy or this gal the loan. And so having a relationship with a banker is still one of the more important things if you had to sell your business and you were looking to get pre-qualified for SBA, or if you were going to bring on a partner that had to buy in using a loan. Know your banker. And you can do that with a large national brand. You may just have to walk into the local branch every once in a while just to bring a box of cookies or something like that for the people there, and let's try to develop relationships. Don't neglect it. It's almost like supply chain. The moment when you need to, it's too late to negotiate better relationships with your suppliers in China when you need them to do something for you. You should have flown to China 2 years ago, or you should have called them or sent them a bonus or something like that way before you call your supplier in China and say, I need you to give me an extra 2 weeks to pay you, right? It's the same with your banker. Way before you need the capital, before you need the money, cultivate those relationships. And then finally, the fifth thing is ACH and wire fees. One of the fees they can kind of eat up. It's like a small bite, but man, does it get meaningful over the course of a year if we have a lot of POs to our suppliers, or if we're paying like offshore talent, we have to use an ACH to do that. There are some banks out there that don't charge wire fees. And that's pretty big. That can be $30, $50 a pop every time we pay an invoice. And so that's the one bank I want to highlight here. I'll put the link down in the notes for the blog and for the YouTube video here is Mercury, like as in you tell the temperature, the element Mercury. Mercury Bank is kind of cool because Mercury Bank is oriented around e-commerce, and one of their claims to fame is, hey, we have zero ACH, domestic or international ACH and wire fees. I think that's kind of low-hanging fruit. They also have pretty good technology. I don't work for them, but for what it's worth, I've been pretty impressed with Mercury. But whether you choose Mercury or your local bank or a national brand, take a look at the ACH and wire transfer fees and make sure they're competitive, and select a bank that's not going to nickel and dime you on the fees each month. So those are the 5 things. Make sure you can get to the money via access and technology, that you have good accounting integrations, that you can delegate access to teammates or accountants, that you have a lending relationship that you're spending a little bit of time investing in so that you're not stuck when you need to get a loan. And then finally, take a close look at the fees. ACH and wire fees are the most important ones, and select a bank based on those criteria, and I think you'll be pretty happy. Take care, guys.